Here's some signs that you want to look for. Like if your kid was involved in sports and they're no longer, they don't care about sports and they're hanging out with a new group of friends, right? Like you need to explore why. If they're withdrawn, if they're wearing long sleeves in the summertime, if the Xbox and the TV and the cell phone's coming up missing, right? Like these are all very important red flags. Pinpointed pupils, sweaty, always having the flu every couple of weeks, signs of withdrawal. But this is what I tell the parents at these school districts. I said, listen, if this were any other, if this were the flu or if this were like some kind of measles or something, like what would we do as a community, right? Like we would want to, contain it, right? And then we'd want to identify the people that have it. And so parents need to start drug testing their kids. They need to. Stop being afraid of doing that. You need to identify. We know the data shows the earlier you intervene in this, the better the outcomes. 9 out of 10 people with an SUD started in their teens. So we need to identify it in the teens and intervene then, right? But we need to start taking these interventions. You have some tools out there. Self-reporting is not very reliable, Laura. You telling me that you didn't do heroin today is not very reliable. But my little cup over here that's 99.9% reliable, it'll tell me whether or not you did heroin, right? Parents need to start doing that, and here's why. We live in a different age. There's so many more dangerous substances out there now. I never heard about fentanyl being in cocaine when I was using cocaine, right? Like I never even heard about fentanyl then. I never even knew when I was a teenager, unless I really sought it out, who was holding the heroin. And you can go to any high school right now and they can tell you 5 people that they can get heroin from, right? There's so many more dangerous substances out there. Teenagers know how to get on the dark net. And a teenager can go on the dark net and they can use that prepaid credit card that grandma gave them for Christmas with $100 on it. And they can buy Bitcoins and all this virtual money and stuff. It's very simple to do. And they can order heroin online and it'll be delivered to your mailbox and it'll say on the outside of the box, Xbox controller, or it'll say Nintendo game or whatever, right? Like it'll be disguised, but what's really in there is heroin. And teenagers are doing this all across the country. Parents need to start, if you see those signs that I was just talking about, you need to test your kid or bring them to a facility before it gets into addiction. There's 2 times in the human development that the brain is doing a growth, and it's an exploratory stage for the brain. One is at toddlers, right? You remember your kids when they're like 2, they just got their wheels under them, their legs, right? What are they doing? They're running around, they're climbing on stuff, they're getting into things, putting crap in their mouth, right? Get your tongue out of the light socket, right? You remember that?
Yes, yes.
Like they're the gas pedal, right? Always on the gas. Who's the brakes?
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad are the brakes. Get off that. Get that out of your mouth. Time to take a nap. It's time for bed. Take a bath. They're supposed to explore. It's with their brain. It's that stage. Their brain is having this growth spurt, and they're supposed to explore. And the other time is the teenage brain, and it's right after 12 years old, right? From like 7 to 12 is kind of a weird age in there. They're just kind of starting to fit in and kind of figuring things out, right? 12 years old, though, that's when their brain is starting to do that growth again, and they want to explore and they want to be independent, right? Get out of my room, Mom, right? Like that kind of stuff. And what are they doing? They're the gas pedal. They're running around with people they shouldn't be running around, to places they shouldn't be running around to, right? Putting crap in their mouth like cigarettes and weed and pills. And why doesn't Mom and Dad pump the brakes? Oh, I want to let them, I don't want to get into their cell phone. That's their privacy. No, that's where they're ordering heroin from. That's how they're telling their boyfriends to come over and sneak in and have sex. And we're paying for those cell phones. And so parents need to be the brakes.